The Great and Lovely Descent. Well, that's a nice little house. Anything behind us?
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Holy frames. Stop it.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Where am I going? Can I jump all the way down there? Whee! Oh, am I gonna land? No! Oh, all the way down. Where am I going? That's one way to do it. Well then. Kinda hoping I would land on something, but I guess this is fine. What's that? Can I get in there? No? Okay. Oh. Looks like a whole bunch of military beds, or, well, dead from there. Am I cattle now? Okay, frames. Stop it. Hey.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, no.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Smartass.
There wasn't.
I'm starting to like this Coda guy. He's a smartass.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
I seriously can't jump over those. My guy's a gimp. Okay then.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
2. Nice roll the buff. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? I'm gonna be a dick and say 3. What? But you don't understand. We're trapped here. That puzzle is our only escape. We need to get through it. You think you want to get through, but trust me, you don't. Let me describe it for you. Alright, I'll tell you how to solve it. Sure, I'll be nice. Wonderful! Well? What is it? What's the answer? Please speak to me. Tell me how to escape. Tell me to be free of this prison. I must know. This is an important thing. There must be an ending. No, there isn't. Sorry. Oh, get through here. Hi again. Yes, do you know how to solve it? No, I actually found the blank space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? 2, sure. Okay then. I feel like I'm in an insane asylum.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level. It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
It's the light.
We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them.
Go to the
and
light.
as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Is he dying? He stopped making games because he died. He went to the light. He went to his lamppost. I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Can I leave a note right here? How do I leave a note? Nice room. Not. This?
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Oh, that's no fun.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic.
Everyone read this.
But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
Nice place.
And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy
Balls.
in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection.
Oh,
I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world.
this
And
is
then I
very
feel less
interesting.
lonely too.
Why would? Okay, another big one. This is very weird. Why would he write so many things? Okay, there's way too many. I'm just gonna skip over them. There are so many though. It's insane. Holy. That looks pretty nice. Oh, what was that? Stop. Turn back. Misery. Is Maroon 5 gonna be there? I wonder, what would happen if I jump off of something? Like jump off into the depths of the world? I wonder. Do I dare risk it? Or, oh hey, wait a minute. Can I go all the way down there? I wonder. Oh, I can't. Oh, sneaky bastard. Man, he left so many notes. Yeah, his terrible secret. He probably has cancer. Poor guy.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it.
Sure.
And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
So he's
In
not
each
dying?
of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between the spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Yeah, I think he's crazy. He has a whole bunch of voices in his head. You typing? Holy crap. Okay. That's a bit creepy. I think he's psychotic.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kinda just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Porn stars die too. So he's a secret porn star dying. At least there aren't voices in my head. That's a good thing, I guess. Oh.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting
I thought
about
that was
it.
a
You just
ladder.
walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. What the? Yeah, TV surround sound. That's not TV. Let's do 10 stoves. That's not 10 stoves. Yeah, 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling. Yes. Nope. That's definitely not what I asked for. We have a table. Tables were invented in 1935. Definitely. Whoa. Okay. Okay.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Am I outside the prison? Hello. Please walk forward. This guy will help you enable escape. I can escape prisons? Follow instructions carefully. Okay. First, click on this table. Okay. Click. Nope. Good. Go over the frame and click it slightly. Okay, I'll click right in the back corner. Ah! Now turn off the floor lamp in this room. Off. This one? Click. No, I turn that on. Now to the left side of the sofa and move it over a little bit. Okay. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start and be taken back to your prison. Okay. Return. Man, if that's how you can escape any prison, we're all set.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Okay. Oh.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
What is
Let me just
going
blink you
on?
real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea.
Jeez.
There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their
I want to escape.
And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
What is going on?
Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral.
Escape.
And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going.
Escape.
And then he hits on something.
Oh.
And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
It's just a lamp with a telephone booth. And a whole bunch of really, really dark trees. Or trees. Houses. A hedge bush. This guy's crazy. Oh, okay. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me! You're me? So you're trapped in this prison too.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
just gonna keep hitting 2. This is interesting. No, I think I'm the first person to call it back. Be sincere. Sure. It will make sense.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
It's interesting.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Now where the heck am I?
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
A nice, comfy, cozy house. This window's terrible though. Oh my goodness! I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be able to clean this entire house all by myself. And
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous.
Oh, I didn't see that guy.
Including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
I promise you'll wish there was more. Why? Well, that was easy. Okay. I'll run to the bedroom. If I can find it. It's here? Ah! Yeah. Turn the remote? Sure. Yeah. I'm cleaning. I'll clean all this too. No? How'd you end up doing this job? A friend dragged me along at a time when I was particularly desperate for cash. Dude, I've never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did I like clean my own home. Might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. But speaking of demons, someone's put this couch in all a mess. Would you come and straighten out these pillows? Sure. There you go. You're welcome. Spill a drink by the couch? I'll mop that up. Yeah. Looking better to show an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Yeah, make it especially cheesy. Sorry, did you not like that? No? It was stupid, sorry. Never mind. Hey, the dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Is your job just to boss me around and make me clean all the stuff you need to clean? And either you're not wearing any clothing and you have a very, very, very terrible skin disease, or you have terrible pajama choice. There you go. You're welcome. Tub need cleaning? Yeah, sure, I'll do that, I guess. There you go. What, you need me to clean the toilet too? Scatter on the floor in the bedroom. There is? Yeah, I wanted to clean that. Clear the dishes off the tip.
After the intense set
What?
of prison games, This house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful. I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
I like this game. It's really peaceful. I like the music too. I was going to say, it occurs to me that one's house is like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't worry. Don't know why I felt so weird saying that. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? Yeah, there is a bit of truth in it. Oh. I made him awkward again. Let's keep doing this. Sure. I'll go clean up the box. Can I do it from the wall? You're welcome. Those are
I'm glad he made this.
Sure.
I'm glad he found some peace.
Yes, ask your question. Go right ahead.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
But I was enjoying that. The music was peaceful, it was calm. Now I'm going to some creepy place. Oh, there's that lamppost.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
I did too. I'm just listening to whatever you say, buddy. You seem smart.
This one gets a bit goofy.
How'd you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? There's no one here. Was it to make your relationship more meaningful? No? You came here to be perfect. Nope. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know is so swell developed as a perfect or person that you want them to feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom? You feel useless? I can't speak today. Oh. Selfish? Ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. The question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. This is easy. It is so easy. It is
About
so
halfway
easy.
through the game, the perspective shifts.
Being perfect is effortless. Okay. That's kind of cool.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover
really
that your
cool.
teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, yay. Can I say two? You're trying to torture yourself, trying to find the right solutions. Thank goodness all you perceive as being evasive and intelligent. Drinky's not hurting my life. Drinky's not hurting my life. Oh yeah, what was that person up there? Ew, I'm developing a cyst. Gross. Anyway, wanna do some ecstasy after this? Holy shit, you guys. Something is coming from the back of the room. Look! It's coming for you. It's gonna destroy you.
fell pretty hard for this one.
No?
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
That is so cool, though. It looks like an
I
eye.
think about this game a lot these days.
God, that game was pretty cool. The sound and everything, or not the sound, but the way it looked. The sound added, I guess, yeah. Oh, can I
This
knock
one
this
took
over?
a lot longer than
No?
all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
You need to do some Shakespeare? Oh. Places. I'll go in this dark shadow over here. Yeah. Leaning against this wall. Okay. Okay, I'll stay right here. Okay. Hi. Where is the bathroom? You're deflecting. You're not saying what's actually on your mind. Stop dancing around and have a conversation with this person? Okay. I like you. Completely missing the tone of this conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just... Oh, yawning. Whoa. What is this? Talk to her again? I want to bounce. Hehehe. Whee. Fine. Oh, this is fun. Everything was riding on this. Oh, I failed you. And I keep yawning. No, I won't. Aww. Oh. Hi, lamppost. Lamppost. It's my cult leader. Am I supposed to go back here? Oh, I guess I was.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life.
You can go to
The
jail.
solution, social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his game. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
5 months for it. Well, 4 months for that? Holy.